So according to this Wired article, Twitch has sued users over alleged hate raids against streamers. The lawsuit accuses 2 anonymous users of targeting streamers with racist, homophobic, sexist, and other harassing content in violation of its terms of service. So I thought we'd go over the lawsuit today and see what's actually being alleged here, and then I'll give you my opinion along the way. This is Twitch Interactive versus Cruise Control, C-R-U-Z-Z Control, and Creatine Overdose. Both individuals, they're being sued in the Northern District of California for breach of contract, fraud in the inducement, and unfair competition. I'm guessing then that we are going to have to be using diversity jurisdiction, because breach of contract is a state claim, fraud is a state claim, unfair competition under California law is a state claim. So the only way that the federal court is going to have jurisdiction is through diversity jurisdiction, which means Twitch and Cruise Control and Creatine Overdose are in separate states. Twitch is in a separate state from every one of the defendants, and that the amount in controversy is more than $75,000. If Twitch goes through here and says the amount in controversy is exactly $75,000, you do not have diversity jurisdiction. It has to be $75,000 and 1 penny, or more than $75,000, unless, of course, they've updated that amount. But I'm assuming that that's correct. Let's take a look and see what's going on. Twitch Interactive is a large streaming service. Yes, we get that. Each month, millions of people come together. Yes, we get that. Safety is a top priority. It has terms of service to prohibit users from creating, uploading, transmitting, streaming content that is unlawful, defamatory, obscene, pornographic, harassing, threatening, abusive, or just otherwise objectionable. It has community guidelines for something similar, banning discrimination based on all of these protected classes: race, ethnicity, color, caste, origin, immigration status, religion, sex, gender identity, orientation, disability, medical condition, veteran status. Twitch has zero tolerance for this conduct. Beginning August 2021, defendants began flooding Twitch streamers with hateful conduct. This type of targeted attack is colloquially known as a hate raid. These hate raids often target streamers from marginalized groups. Defendants attack these streamers by flooding their chats with bot-powered Twitch accounts that spew racist, sexist, and homophobic language and content. And for those of you following along at home, I did look through this before. I don't think Twitch actually publishes any of that content. So I don't think we're going to actually be talking about the terminology that was used, or what was said, or what pictures were sent, or whatever. I think this is going to be fairly clean. Twitch took swift action against defendants by suspending and eventually permanently banning defendants' known Twitch accounts. Defendants were undeterred. They evaded Twitch's bans by creating new alternate Twitch accounts and continually altering their self-described hate raid code to avoid detection and suspension by Twitch. Defendants' actions seriously harmed and will continue to harm the Twitch community. Streamers who were the victims of the hate raids experienced mental health issues, and some have reported cutting back on streaming to avoid persistent harassment. Members of the community have called on Twitch to prevent the raids. Twitch expended significant resources investigating and banning defendants, as well as implementing updated security measures intended to halt and prevent defendants' unlawful actions. Despite these efforts, defendants' actions are ongoing. They continue to promote and engage in hate raids. If they are not stopped, defendants will continue to harass and disrupt the Twitch community with more raids. Twitch brings this action to end defendants' unlawful, fraudulent, and offensive activity, enforce its contracts with defendants, and hold defendants accountable. We often don't think about the contracts that we sign to use everything. I mean, heck, I even have a contract with Samsung that allows me to use my phone. And every time a new one pops up, I decline to sign it. So we'll see how long I can go. But I think I had to agree because I got a new smartwatch and I had to agree. And you saw the Human Sentai Pad episode of South Park where you agreed to various conduct. Well, there are limits on what you can agree to, but agreeing not to misuse the Twitch service with unlawful or hateful conduct, yeah, that's something that would be enforceable in a court. So I fully expect that Twitch can enforce its contract, and contract enforcement usually means actual damages. If there's been bad faith conduct, it can mean punitive damages or a shifting of attorney's fees. So yeah, these defendants could be really in hot water if Twitch can find them and get jurisdiction over them and hold them accountable. I think jurisdiction, the long arm of the law, reaching out and getting good service on someone, being able to reach them with the power of the courts and the power of the law. If one of them is overseas in Russia, it's going to be more difficult to enforce these rules than it is if they're in the United States, for example. Let's see what Twitch has to say. They do cite to diversity jurisdiction, 28 USC 1332A. There is complete diversity of citizenship between Twitch and the defendants, and the amount in controversy exceeds $75,000. It's exactly how you have to do that. Venue is proper because a substantial part of the events or omissions giving rise to the claims occurred in this district, the Northern District of California. Defendants have repeatedly, knowingly, and intentionally accessed Twitch servers located in NorCal to undertake their unlawful activities. While accessing Twitch servers, defendants engaged in systematic and continuous contacts with this district and targeted their wrongful acts at Twitch, which is headquartered in this district. So the standard for venue and jurisdiction, basically it can't offend traditional notions of justice and fairness. So someone in Florida who has nothing to do with Twitch going on to Facebook and saying Twitch sucks, and then Twitch deciding to sue them in the Northern District of California, that wouldn't work because no one has done anything to Twitch in Twitch's district. But using Twitch to do some kind of misconduct, that puts you in continuous contact with Twitch. You have gone to Twitch in a way, and you have used the Twitch servers. So they're saying that that means defendants engaged in systematic and continuous contacts. And if and when you ever go to law school or study jurisdiction law, minimum contacts, systematic, continuous contact with the forum is going to be a critical part of the jurisdiction analysis. Twitch is a Delaware corporation. Website is twitch.tv. We get that. Twitch user Cruise Control is an individual residing in Barto, Netherlands. Cruise Control is responsible in whole or in part for the wrongful conduct alleged herein. Cruise Control operated and continues to operate accounts on the Twitch services under aliases, including Cruise Control, Zenobius Goat, Bama Block, Lex Fanner, and something else. Cruise Control's acts described in this complaint were intentionally directed towards Twitch within this judicial district, subjecting Cruise Control to personal jurisdiction. Now, under the Hague Convention, which was evaluated by the Supreme Court a few years ago, if they can serve him in the Netherlands, then they will have jurisdiction over him from Northern District of California. And that means that with a little extra effort, someone in the Netherlands will be able to be held responsible for a judgment in California. They'll need to respond to the litigation in the Northern District of California. They may need to attend a hearing. They can ask to attend remotely. And if they lose the case, the Northern District Court can go to the Netherlands court and ask for the judgment to be enforced in the Netherlands. So this is a real thing. This isn't where someone's in a country that doesn't observe the Hague Convention or wouldn't allow judgment to be visited or executed upon a citizen. The Netherlands will. Twitch user Creatine Overdose is in Vienna, Australia, which, long story short, is also a member of the Hague Convention. And by the way, The Hague is in the Netherlands, so it's in the name. But Vienna, but Austria is also in a member of the Hague Convention. So if this is all proven and a judgment is awarded, I believe Creatine Overdose could be held responsible in Vienna, in Austria, for a judgment in the States. Creatine overdose is responsible in whole or in part for the wrongful conduct alleged herein, operated and continues to operate accounts under various aliases, including creatine overdose, creatine ban evades, very clever there, creatine returns, and creatine reported. The acts described in this complaint were intentionally directed towards Twitch within this district, and Twitch will amend the complaint when it has a legal name. So I'm assuming another next step is to get a subpoena and then have that subpoena validly served on the defendant's ISPs in the Netherlands and Austria, and then have those ISPs turn over the defendant's names. There could be some objection there. I often object to subpoenas or consider objecting to subpoenas. So this is fully possible. Maybe it's a little bit of extra work, but I think Twitch has this one under control. Twitch is a real-time streaming service. We got that. More than 7 million streamers per month. Streamers work extensively. Twitch values diversity, hosts millions of diverse individuals, values streamers. Streamers use chat functions. Stream chat is open anytime a person is streaming. Streamers can set rules. Users can watch streams by creating an account, but users must create an account to use the chat function. Twitch provides streamers with a variety of tools, including a chat bot. Bots can also be used for nefarious, unauthorized purposes, despite Twitch's restrictions on such uses. For example, a developer may create bot software designed to automatically spam a streamer's channel with thousands of messages in a short period of time, drowning out authentic conversation on the streamer's channel, or worse, promoting hateful or offensive content. Twitch forbids developers from designing bots that engage in offensive or deceptive practices, hate speech, or spam. Twitch takes this prohibition seriously, employing sophisticated methods to identify and stop unauthorized bot activity. In order to create an account or access the Twitch services, a prospective user must agree to be bound by the Twitch Terms of Service Community Guidelines Developer Services Agreement, the terms. The terms state, the terms of service apply whether you are a user that registers or an unregistered user. You agree that by clicking sign up or otherwise registering, downloading, accessing, or using the services, you are entering into a legally binding agreement between you and Twitch regarding your use of the Twitch services. You acknowledge that you have read, understood, and agree to be bound by these terms. Twitch issues its users a limited license to access or use the services for personal or internal business use only, provided that the user agrees to the terms. Any use of the services or materials, except as specifically authorized, without the prior written permission of Twitch is strictly prohibited and may violate intellectual property rights. The terms explain that previously banned users may not access the Twitch services. The services are not available to any users previously removed from the Twitch services by Twitch, or to any persons barred from receiving them under the laws of the United States or applicable laws in any other jurisdiction. The terms expressly prohibit anyone who uses the services from harassing others or posting racist, homophobic, violent, or otherwise harmful content. Specifically, the terms prohibit users from distributing content that is inaccurate, unlawful, infringing, defamatory, obscene, pornographic, invasive of privacy or publicity rights, harassing, threatening, abusive, inflammatory, or objectionable, defaming, harassing, abusing, threatening, defrauding users, interfering with or damaging the Twitch services or users' enjoyment of them. Viruses, adware, spyware, worms, or malicious code are banned. Manipulating identifiers in order to disguise the origin of content. Attempting to circumvent any content filtering techniques Twitch employs, using Twitch for an illegal purpose, designing bots that engage in offensive or deceptive practices, hate speech, spam, false follows. The guidelines govern activity on Twitch with the goal of providing the best shared social video experience created by our growing community where creators and communities can interact safely. Twitch asks that all users participate in such a way that promotes a friendly, positive experience for the Twitch global community. The guidelines state that Twitch does not tolerate racist, homophobic, xenophobic, or harassing content such as that at issue here. The guidelines continue, and there's lots of guidelines and zero tolerance. Hostile raids are a form of harassment explicitly or expressly stated in the Twitch terms. Twitch will take action on all instances of hateful conduct or harassment with an increasing severity of enforcement when the behavior is targeted, personal, graphic, repeated, incites further abuse, or involves threats of violence or coercion. The guidelines make clear that Twitch will punish offensive conduct. Twitch's efforts do not end with the posting of its terms. It employs a trust and safety team that operates around the clock to investigate and act in connection with violations. Twitch also invests in technologies and processes that address potential risks. Twitch continuously works to improve its ability to detect and act upon violations of its terms. Beginning on or about August 2021, defendants began coordinating attacks on Twitch streamers by raiding their channels and spamming those communities with hate. These hate raids were, in some cases, directed to streamers who identified themselves as racial minorities or members of the LGBTQ+ community. Defendants conduct the hate raids by flooding a streamer's chat with hate-filled and obscene text, including racial slurs, personal identifying information, and malicious attacks, such as links to gore videos intended to shock or offend, over a short period of time. Defendants are able to do this through the use of fraudulently created bot accounts, which are created for the sole purpose of launching large-scale automated attacks against Twitch's services and community. Defendants' bots permit them to spew hateful content at a robotic pace, often sending dozens of messages per minute that often outpace the targeted streamer's ability to moderate chat. Defendants claim that they can generate thousands of bots in minutes for this purpose. Defendants have deployed hate raids on Twitch in violation of the terms. For example, from August 8th through 10th, defendant Cruise Control used bots to spam a Twitch channel with racial slurs and descriptions of violent acts against racial minorities and members of the LGBT community. These Twitch usernames for these bots incorporated the term Cruise Control and Zenobia. Cruise Control is responsible for nearly 3,000 bot accounts associated with hate raids. Bots developed and deployed by Cruise Control have been linked to various hate raid events, including those targeting Black and LGBTQ streamers with racist, homophobic, sexist, and other harassing content. Cruise Control has admitted to using bots to flood Twitch channels with harassing content. They have also demonstrated how the bots work, so others can use similar methods to accomplish hate raids. Twitch has also linked Creatine Overdose directly to raids. August 15th, Creatine Overdose used their bot software to demonstrate how it could be used to spam Twitch channels with racial slurs. Not racial slurs, racial slurs. With racial slurs, graphic descriptions of violence, and claims that the hate raiders are the KKK. Bots used in this demonstration contain unique usernames that Twitch later detected as being used to spam similar violent hate speech in numerous other Twitch channels. In addition to being highly offensive, the raids are also disruptive to the streamer's streams, and authentic engagement from the streamer's intended viewers. For example, victims of the hate raids may be forced to limit those who can use the chat feature on their streams to only the streamer's followers, paying subscribers, instead of the entire Twitch community, reducing the opportunity for genuine engagement between streamers and viewers that's essential to the Twitch services. These attacks obstruct the chat so significantly, victimized streamers are unable to engage with their community through chat for the duration of the attack, and some even choose to avoid streaming altogether until the attack ends. The attacks have pushed some victims to stop streaming on Twitch until the hate raids end, eliminating an important source of revenue for them. Twitch took swift action against the accounts and users that conducted the hate raids, immediately and permanently suspending them consistent with the terms. Twitch banned defendants' known accounts. However, despite Twitch's best efforts, the raids continue. Defendants created software code to conduct hate raids via automated means, and they continue to develop their software code to avoid Twitch's efforts at preventing bots from accessing the services. Defendants work in concert with others in what one defendant, Creatine Overdosed, has described as the hate raiding community to perform these raids. Defendants coordinate their activities with the hate raiding community through other gaming-related social media platforms, including Discord and Steam. Defendants' actions have harmed and will continue to harm Twitch and its community. Streamers who defendants targeted have been traumatized. Many streamers tweeted their reactions to defendants' actions on Twitter. The following are a few examples. King Ace says, "These hate raiders are absolutely gross. They really made a whole Instagram for ya after trying to hack into my Twitter and Instagram accounts. Also, peep the names of the accounts that followed me while I was live. Let's be clever, y'all. Octogeisha says, heads up, friends, the following foregathers, creatine overdose, creatine returns, are all known for hate raids, sending hate to disabled, LGBT, and being extremely racist. Please ban them. Twitch, do better. To further curb defendants' hate raids, Twitch updated its software to employ additional measures to detect malicious bot software and chat messages. It expended significant resources, spent time and money, including the use of a fraud detection team, engineered technological and other fixes, attempting to stop the harassing and hateful conduct. These updates included implementing stricter identity controls, mobilizing its communications staff, worked with impacted streamers to educate them on moderation toolkits. So Twitch then brings a breach of contract claim of relief under California common law. So this is California contract common law. Access to the use of Twitch services is governed by a contract, that they had notice of the contract, that they had agreed to the contract, that the contract is binding. The defendants regularly access the Twitch services with knowledge of the contract or terms. The terms are valid, that defendants have breached the terms by posting this offensive content, by harassing users, by using fake accounts, by manipulating identifying information, by inhibiting users' enjoyment of the services, by accessing with prohibited bots. They willfully, maliciously, and continuously and materially breach the guidelines. Twitch has performed its obligations under the terms, and so Twitch has been harmed. So we have the contract exists, the breach of contract causing an injury, Twitch performing its side. That's a basic contract claim. Fraud in the inducement is the second claim for relief. By registering Twitch accounts, defendants agreed to be termed by the bound by the terms, not to conduct hostile raids, post hateful conduct, etc. Defendants had no intention of abiding by the terms. Contrary to their expressed representations agreeing to the terms, defendants created Twitch accounts for the purpose of posting harassing content. Based on these intentional misrepresentations, Twitch was induced to allow them to register accounts. Had Twitch known of defendants' true intentions, Twitch would not have allowed them to register accounts and access the services. Knowing that Twitch had barred them from further accessing the services, defendants created additional Twitch accounts and again falsely agreed to abide by the terms. Defendants again misrepresented and concealed their identities and other PII, such as IP addresses, to create accounts on Twitch from which to conduct hate raids. As a result of Twitch's reliance on defendants' misrepresentations, Twitch has suffered damage to its goodwill, lost resources, money, technical capacity, personnel, which it would not have been forced to expend, but for defendants' misrepresentations. Twitch is entitled to all remedies, including injunctive relief, compensatory damages, punitive damages, and other equitable and monetary remedies, which would usually include fee shifting as well. And then third claim is statutory, which is by law, unfair competition. Defendants have engaged in unlawful, unfair, or fraudulent business practices or acts as described above, including but not limited to fraudulent inducement, harassing Twitch streamers, deploying hostile raids, disrupting Twitch's services. Defendants' business practices have been injured and will continue to be injured in violation of California law. So they ask for the defendants to be enjoined from using or accessing Twitch services, from posting content to Twitch, especially racist, homophobic, xenophobic, or harassing content, assisting any other individual, an award of restitution, and then enhanced liquidated compensatory special or punitive damages, all other damages permitted by law, an award of Twitch's costs and attorney's fees, and other relief that the court deems just and proper. And this is through Catherine Dugdale, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Catherine, I'm sorry, from Perkins Coie, a very large and respected law firm. So, yeah, it's super easy to get yourself in trouble if you forget that you have a whole contract that you've agreed to. When you go on to really any online service nowadays, you have to abide by its terms of service. And if you don't, you could be subject to a breach of contract lawsuit. So it's, Yes, there's other grounds for going after these hate raiders, but this is a really simple one. It's based on a breach of contract and then misrepresenting yourself to get somebody to agree to a contract. So if I go into my local bank and I open an account and I use the bank for fraudulent activity, and the bank says, we're closing your accounts, you're banned, and we're referring you to the local prosecutor. You cannot ever have an account here again. And then I put on disguise and I get a fake ID and I go back into the bank and I say, oh, I'm 100% allowed to have an account here. And they give me an account. That's the fraudulent inducement. I've misrepresented myself. They're relying on my misrepresentation as truth. And in the process, they get injured by me opening yet another account and committing more fraudulent activity. And then the business interference is based on them hurting Twitch's business in an unfair way. It's one thing to go say, I don't like Twitch, you shouldn't use them, which is not true. I like Twitch and I do use them. I've continued to use them because they've been a very good alternative to YouTube, even though my content isn't really what Twitch users view. So thank you for watching. But if I say I don't like Twitch, you shouldn't use them, that's fine. Anybody can say that, that's an opinion, that's fine. But if I say something defamatory, or if I take steps to visit a DDoS attack, a dedicated denial of service attack by spamming them with false connections or something, or if I go make bots and spam their chat with something disruptive so that their users can't use the service and they go elsewhere, that's unfair competition. I don't know if there's a requirement for these defendants to also be businesses, but assuming that Twitch has got this claim correct, because I don't know that part of California law, this is definitely something that's damaging to the business, and sure, that's a third claim, is unfair business competition. So yeah, it seems really simple that, oh yeah, I'm just going to go online and cause disruption, and you forget that you've got a valid contract between you and the service that you are misusing. So that Human Centipede episode of South Park really is accurate. The satire of it is that you'd ever be able to perform medical experiments based on a contract with your device carrier. But forgetting that for a moment, the less extreme version of it, that you agree to be bound by terms of service to use a device or participate in a software ecosystem, that's perfectly valid whether we like it or not. I don't like it. I like when I can buy something and then it's mine and I can do with it whatever I want. But I also understand that I can't use certain websites without agreeing to their terms of service, the same way that I couldn't agree to use somebody's studio without agreeing to their terms of using the studio. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. I personally think that the defendants in Netherlands and Austria will be able to be reached through service under the Hague Convention's service rules and jurisdictional rules, and Twitch will be able to prosecute this all the way through. And so those people might have their identities revealed, at least to Twitch, maybe not publicly, I'm not sure, but they will be prosecuted. That's my prediction. My prediction is that Twitch will be able to prosecute this action. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Special thanks to our top supporters in September: John Steele, Gavin Barnard, Eevi, Spirit Bear, Benjamin Hitov, Ugly Grill, Torpedan, ShadowTycho, Earthbound Star, PureMagma, Drew Hart, TechTechPotato, and Eric Tams. You can support Lawful Masses on patreon.com/ljfrench, sponsors.com/law, through YouTube memberships, or through Floatplane subscriptions. Join me for our weekly live production stream on twitch.tv/lawfulmasses on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern US time. I hope everyone has a great week. I love you all. Bye.